Hey guys, I know I just got back from a nighttime walk in the woods with the dogs, so I know you can't see me. That's probably a benefit to you. I just thought during my short drive I was going to talk a little bit about these drones that have been sighted in New Jersey and give you my opinion on it. I don't want to make it a long video, so I'll just say this. There's two options here. Well, there's more than two, but there's two main options. One of them is that they're alien vehicles. That's, anybody that knows me knows that I believe that's possible. But the option that I believe is more likely, just using the whole Occam's razor theory, I believe it's unfortunately our government is behind it, and I think it's for nefarious reasons. You know, I think the timing of this, you can't ignore the fact that here we are on the precipice of the change of power in the White House to the Trump, the Trump administration, and it's no secret that the opposition will do anything in the world to screw that up. Most of us realize that there has been a high probability of a false flag, fake alien invasion in our future, and what better time to do it than right now? Why would they do it? I don't really know the mechanics of what's possible. I guess on the far right side of the conspiracy spectrum, in my mind, maybe if you caused enough chaos and you started sending up holographic images of alien ships shooting laser beams, maybe they could declare some sort of martial law and suspend all of the rules, and maybe they could delay the transfer of power. I don't know if that's possible. That's just how my mind works, because I don't trust our government anymore, sadly. But when you look at the technology that we have in terms of the drones themselves, drones that are controlled by artificial intelligence, and then more importantly, you look at the holographic technology that we're aware of, and never forget that any technology that we're aware of is usually about, at modestly, 20 years behind what the government has access to. DARPA and all these other industries are working on robotic dogs and holographic this, that, Look, way back in the war in Afghanistan, I think it was either Iraq or Afghanistan, but I read somewhere that they tested a holographic weapon where they projected a giant image of Jesus in the sky, and it was to confuse and scare the enemy. And I'd have to go back and reread that and see if that even happened. But I've seen enough to know that technology is available. And so, I'm not stressing out about it. I mean, to me, the best case scenario in terms of our safety as a civilization would be that it would be aliens, because aliens have been sighted, UFOs, strange craft have been sighted going all the way back to the biblical days. And quite frankly, if another civilization has the technology to visit us, they certainly have the technology and capability of wiping us out. So the theory being that if they wanted to do us harm, they would have done a long time ago. What would they be waiting for? And why would they wait until just, days away from, the inauguration of a very hated president by the sitting government for the most part? So yeah, I'm not stressing out about it. I hope you guys aren't stressing out about it, because if it is our government doing it, the only worry you have would be your safety when society erupts. If that's what they want to cause, they can cause it. And we have a bottom shelf percentage of society that will look at anything as an opportunity, any chaos as an opportunity to pillage and burn and loot. So you should already be prepared to handle that based on just the last 15, 20 years of our history. You should have some kind of way to defend yourself, and you should have enough supplies on hand for just natural disasters or anything. So the whole point of the video is to tell you, don't stress out about it. Be concerned about it. I mean, why would we not? Either way, it's a concern. But in my mind, it's really a great time to be alive, because on the one hand, if it's the government, how cool it is that we get to see the death throes of a crooked government. Because if they're doing this, it's probably going to escalate and get worse. And if they're not, and it's aliens, how cool that we're alive, and we're going to be able to see the first contact and all that other shit. So, you're not going to convince me that with all the billions and billions and trillions of dollars that we spend our tax money on for national defense, and with NORAD and all the agencies that we have, that they're going to make press conference after press conference from the Pentagon and everywhere else and say that they don't know what these things are. Oh, they're from an Iranian mothership. Well, if that's the case, look, man, and if they're just private, if we can't identify them, you know, what would happen if you put 40 or 50 drones over the White House or over the Pentagon? I bet you they'd identify them in 5 seconds, wouldn't they? And I guarantee you they'd take action against them. But over here you got, you know, military, law enforcement, the government saying that we don't have any idea what they are, but there's no evidence that they're harmful. Well, you know, one of my first drones, and I've had many, was the second edition of the DJI. I think it was a Phantom, and it was a huge drone. Didn't have a lot of flight time, but it was heavy as hell, and I was hovering it over I-95 once, taking cool video of all the traffic down below, and I was way up there. That was before they had restrictions on the altitudes. And it dawned on me as I was doing that, man, if this thing lost power, this thing would smash somebody's car, come through the window at the least, and at worst it could kill somebody. And I never did that again because I realized how much weight. So, you know, even if they're just drones, man, objects falling from the sky are a danger to civilization and humanity, especially when it's over a populated area. So there is no way that I'm going to accept that the government and the military and everybody else cannot identify these things or cannot deal with them, has no fucking way to deal with these. If we're that weak and impotent, then, you know, we're just as bad as Russia with their fake fucking military that we all are watching, you know, fall to pieces. You know, so either way, man, it's going to be interesting to see how this thing ends. But yeah, stay posted. But whatever you do, don't freak out, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. I highly doubt it's the end of the world. I mean, like I said, if these were aliens and they wanted to do us harm, that would have already happened a long time ago. And quite frankly, the way our government and governments on this planet are going right now, I put my faith in the aliens that maybe they come here and fucking stop all this madness. I mean, I got to believe that an intelligent life form that's evolved into being able to travel through dimensions or through vast distances, whatever the case, or if they're already here and they've been living in the earth or under the ocean, I got to believe that the only reason they've survived that long is that they've evolved past the aggressiveness that we have as a species, you know, constantly looking for reasons to kill each other, constantly looking for reasons to go to war. We're at that weird precipice, and these are all just my opinions, but we're at the weird precipice in the growth of a civilization where our technology has gotten out ahead of our ability to control what seems to be a natural tendency to want to kill every fucking thing that moves. And maybe we need a little extra help from an external help. Of course, I believe in God and I say my prayers, and, you know, I'm a Christian, but, you know, I don't have a problem. I'm not one of these guys that can't believe in aliens and Jesus, because in my mind, I don't want to get into the weeds here, but in my mind, the Bible says that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Well, there's an S after the word heaven, which means the heavens, which means God created everything. And maybe the Bible is a manual to survive and how to live life in this world. But maybe God created 5 billion other civilizations, and they each have their own version of a Bible. We don't know. Anything's possible, but I believe that God created everything. And, you know, so if aliens arrive and want to make a speech on the White House lawn, in my mind, my God is also their God. So I don't have a problem mixing the two together. And you know what? None of us really know anything, so maybe we're all wrong. And maybe this is all just AI. We're all living in a simulation. But my simulated dogs want to eat dinner, and so do I. So I hope you guys stay safe, and yeah, we'll talk later.